Hello random YouTube people! I'm back with another DIY video. In this video we're going to take the emblem off, the tailgate, and eventually the grill, and we're going to paint it. Now you can paint it in all sorts of different ways, but I think what I've decided is to paint the blue black. Hey, come closer. You want to make your life better and mine? Subscribe. So this is my stock Ford emblem. Of course, it's blue. I've always hated the blue. So we're gonna pop that off and paint it. To get going on this project, of course, we'll drop the tailgate. And on this panel on the back, there are some screws, just like this. And you will pop those off and lift this whole section off. These screws are a T37. And that's the T, meaning that's the star kind, basically. And so there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws that you need to take off. Once you get that panel removed and set to the side, you can look in and you'll be able to see the emblem right there. So there's some clips. There's I think a total of 5 clips. So you'll have to reach your hand down underneath and try to wiggle those free. Now on the other side of this, it's being held on by some adhesive. So you'll want to get a hair dryer or a heat gun to try to loosen up the adhesive behind this logo so you can pop it off. And I'd recommend you use some plastic tools rather than metal, or you're going to scratch the hell out of your paint. So a little closer look at these tabs, you can see that there's a little tab on the inside that's hooking to the metal piece here. So when you push this down, you're going to want to make sure you push these tabs so that it passes this metal piece so you can drop your logo out. These pieces I'm not sure about just yet, but I'll let you know. So I have my heat gun and a plastic tool used for caulking, and we're going to work this out, just starting at the corners. And then once we get into the middle, we'll have to squeeze those tabs to push it out. Hopefully this will be easier than it looks. So I've gone around and used this little caulking tool to kind of pry back the Ford logo. And then I'm trying to use these tile spacers to kind of keep that logo away from the wall or from the tailgate. And then I'll go in and pinch, go in and pinch those tabs and try to push this forward. Maybe this will help. So I've used these little tile spacers to help me push this logo out. And I shot my heat gun in this edge here. Don't know if you can tell, but there's the adhesive on the other side. And this thing's got a pretty sharp edge. So I used the corner to cut through the adhesive. So I need to just sit here and inch by inch, start cutting the adhesive and pulling this out. But it is still stuck in there pretty good. There we go, I got my fingers behind it and I'm just gonna sit here and pull. Of course, not with one hand with the camera because I don't want this to go flying and scratch this nice chrome piece because I'm just trying to do the blue black. Almost there. All right, here we are. Badge is off. Now I just need to remove the old adhesive and get taking this apart. Now to get this adhesive off, I'm just taking a microfiber cloth and I'm just scrubbing on this stuff. You can use some Goo Gone, but I don't have any, but this seems to be working really well. Just taking my microfiber cloth and rubbing at the adhesive. So we want to get this all off so that when we put it back together, it will sit flush again. All right, once you have all the adhesive removed, you can go ahead and put the little panel back in the back of the tailgate because you won't need access to this anymore once you have the emblem off. So go ahead and put that back on. So now that your emblem is off, you can flip it around and see these different sections right here. You see all this blue, and then there's this big blue section. So this is gonna come off in 2 pieces. There's gonna be the piece for the circle out here, the blue circle. Then there's going to be the piece for, well, I guess 3 pieces. Then this piece here for the main background color. Then there's another piece, which is this big blue section, which has the small dot and the big dot for the D. And so what we're going to do is very carefully take a drill bit and on each one of these, just slightly start to drill and it'll crack this top piece off. You can see when they manufacture these, they have this blue section, and then they probably have some kind of press that melts these down so that they'll stay firm. So we're going to bust these off so that those pieces can come off and we can paint each individually. After talking with my wife, I think we've decided to go ahead and just paint the blue black. There is some discrepancies in the chrome. There's kind of a little bit of a rust there and right here too. But overall, with the silver truck that I have, all options I think point back to having the chrome and black, especially since I have chrome rims still. Maybe not forever, but I also have chrome emblems like the F150 logo right here. So unless I plasti dip those and get new rims, I think the best bet for me is to paint this the blue black. I've always hated the Ford blue, so we're gonna change that today. All right, so I've already started to try to drill these out. Now I got a drill bit that was about the right size width-wise. You can see maybe, and just start to drill. And eventually you'll knock off the top piece enough that this whole piece in the middle, at least this section piece, that this will pop out, and then you do all of these. And then for the blue circle that goes around, there's these little ones here in the edges that you have to knock those off too. Okay, I switched to a little bit smaller of a bit. If I can get this to focus, maybe. There you go. It's kind of a masonry bit. It has these little edges to it. This won't focus on this freaking camera. There we go. And what I did was put it in the hole, that's what she said, and went around like this, and it's now busted free, if you can tell. So this will just come right off. And there's the D. Man, I'm having a hard time focusing. There's the circle for the D and the circle for the F in the Ford logo there. So this we can paint whatever color we decide to. And then again, we have to pop off this for the main black or blue background. And then all of these little ones are on the edge for that blue ring. So if you go really slow and pivot around the circle like this, you'll kind of hear a snap sound, and you can see that the circle piece just breaks off right on the drill bit there. So you can go around to each of these. You don't have to do it fast. You just go slow and kind of go around the circle. Let's see if I can do this while I'm recording. All right, here's one. So let's give it a go. Oh, I don't know if you heard that snap noise, but it popped right off, and there's that little ring. So that's what we need to do to get these pieces off. And there we go. All right, here are all the separate pieces. So whatever's chrome, you want to paint one color. So you paint this whatever color you want to. Maybe a black, maybe leave it chrome. And then whatever's blue, you would paint the other color. So if you wanted to do like a paint match color for the blue, that'd be so cool. So it kind of just depends on the way your truck looks. So mine is silver. And I know that black on black, I was thinking of doing matte black and then glossy black. So it's kind of a matte back glossy black. And I think that would look great on the tailgate, but I don't think it'd look great on the front end. Let me go show you. I walk around the front really quick. If I did matte black and glossy black on the front, it would just be like a big black circle in the front of this grill. And I have some pictures I can show you. I whipped out some Photoshop to see what logo ideas would look best. I have the chrome and black on top, the color matched, and a black Ford text in the middle, and then a black on black at the bottom. I just don't think the black on black would look good on the front grille because there's just a big black circle. So I'm going to go with the black and chrome as my best option. All right, I have all the pieces laid out, ready to paint. I'm going to be using this Rust-Oleum Automotive Enamel gloss. I've used this stuff on my other truck, which was black, and I would just spray it right on the bumper, and you couldn't tell that it wasn't the automotive paint. So I have a good faith in this stuff, but hopefully it works well with plastics. We'll see. I'm on my second coat, and it's looking nice and shiny. So no more blue. Once this is dried, we'll get this reassembled with some glue. Here's my Ford background. You can see that this particular automotive paint that I used has kind of dried with a bit of a texture. So I actually kind of like it, but it wasn't exactly what I was going for originally. But perhaps if you're doing the same thing, you might want to use a regular plastic spray paint rather than an automotive spray paint. But that's what it looks like. If you like it, then go find that spray paint I showed earlier. Now comes reassembly. So what I'm going to use is this Gorilla Super Glue gel. The reason I went with the gel is so that it doesn't run when I'm putting the glue on. So just going to put it in some small places, like between these dots here and here, here. Just a small dot so that when I press down on the piece, it will kind of spread the glue around. I've also considered putting the glue around these little posts so that when you push it back in, it holds firm there. Otherwise, I'm just going to, put a dab of glue here. Oh, looks like I already did. And here, so on and so forth. But you can use a ceramic glue as well. But I'll go ahead and put the link to this Gorilla Glue in the description. So I've changed my plan a little bit. If I try to put the glue in this little circle area, it gets really close to getting on the actual chrome piece, and then I'm going to end up with some super glue dried on there. So what I'm going to try to do is actually flip this around and put the glue in each of these little holes and even around right here, so that when the piece gets pushed through, it sticks to the glue there. We'll see how it goes, I'll let you know, but it's going to be hard to put the glue directly in that little crack there without getting it onto the chrome. Well, here we are, all glued back together. Now make sure that if you use that super glue that I showed, you be very careful because that stuff is wicked. I'm going to try to find a better glue for you guys and put it in the description. But next is to just put our new adhesive in and push this right back on. I thought I'd mention is I took a screwdriver too and popped those tabs out a little more so that when you push it in, it will be more firm and those won't have come back loose. So just pop those out a little bit and this should push just right back in. Here we go. Now I know somewhere online, I'm sure you can find a new adhesive that goes right here, just like the factory had it. But what I'm going to be using is this 3M tape. It's very small and narrow, and I'm just going to put it in sections here, and so on and so forth, so that it will stick to the adhesive. But those clips should also help hold it in place. Okay, so I have my 3 emblem tape in place. Next stop is to pull off the film and then just place the decal right back in there. That's what she said. All right, the time has come. We're just going to line up the circles and push this right back in. Can't do this one-handed. Stay tuned. All right, there it is. My custom painted Ford logo. Painted glossy black to match my glossy black F150 inserts. I think it looks really sharp with the silver. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more bodacious videos.
And mine. Subscribe.